Hey everyone, we're going to be playing Galahad. First turn we're just going to Shrink Spell. Going to take a hit, but we want to get as many characters as possible. And it's actually nice. We get to see a little more of the board. See if there's any doubles, and there are. We 100% want the Cinderella. So, the reason we want the Cinderella, obviously, is because it's the easiest path to a I think a new treasure. I think we're gonna pause here. We're probably not gonna be able to cast. Is it one character? Sorry. Ooh, two tinies is interesting. Not that interesting. I don't think it's worth buying two bad characters just to try to get a treasure. Wow. Okay. This is a board of something. Next turn we're gonna have 5. It's interesting. We don't have any evil characters. Maybe one will pop up. So I think chicken is the one we like the least. We want to buy both the... let's buy the chicken. With the theory being that we want to have the most versatility possible. And buying the chicken... So if we buy the mouse, then we have to buy 2 chickens next turn. Now we don't have to buy the mouse. We probably want to buy the mouse. Oh my god, what is this board? I know we're playing Loki, but oh god. We're going to take a full 9 here? A full 8? That was just... I don't even know what to tell you. But I don't think we want this one, right? So... in light of that, right, we can only buy... We're probably going to sell the chicken this turn, too. I think we'll buy a crafty. I will just take the animal. So if we get the animal buff, then we can cast the spell. We could walk again. Or we just take the gold each round. I think we're already here, so we're going to do this, but it is unfortunate, right, that we are buffing a lot of things that we don't necessarily want to keep. Looks like we will win this fight just barely, which is nice. We're in not a terrible spot, but we're in a spot where we need to do some work to survive. So I obviously would love to buy this. Wish upon a star. However, we can sell the chicken. I don't think we're going to here. We could sell this for 4, buy 1, maybe 2, and then cast a spell. I think that's worth it. 1, 2, cast the spell. Buff 3 things actually. Put these 2 in the back. Put this up front. And next turn we'll get a lot stronger. Taking the XP is usually worth it, but I think we took a ton of damage off that Loki. We don't want to get run out of the game. As soon as we get, a next treasure, and then maybe one more treasure, we'll have enough buffs that we're pretty powerful. They, for whatever reason, also have all our blind mice. Okay, we get a flip here. We will lose this fight and take, what, 7? Down to 22. That's an early 22. Copycat. I wonder if we make that work in any meaningful way. Okay, let's buy this. Oh, no, do we want these things, though? We have a bunch, yeah. guess going evil all around is good for us, right? And it's time to sell a dragon, maybe? As stupid as this thing looks, I think this is actually a build for this turn. We have one sleigh. We have a runestones. Runestones is weaker with Crafty, although Crafty's not currently on our board, so maybe we don't care about what Crafty wants. You know, maybe his feelings are not as important to us. I think we'll just take the buff. It's temporary, but we do want to, you know, stop losing fights. And we could put this thing in, although we're getting so many buffs from everything that I think maybe we just don't. And we're gonna have to turn a corner soon. You know, we probably could have taken that out for the turn too. Not that it's terrible here, but we don't really need the court wizard. Although the court wizard with buffs is very nice. We just don't have a lot of ways to make any kind of use of it. But we're hitting 4 with plus gold, which is always nice. You know, getting that sort of boost. I think we're going to use it just to do a little buying here. Now we have 3 animals. It's actually a lot of options. We could go... we could go like Vulture Princess. So this summons animals that are evil. Wait, this is a queen, not a princess, so it doesn't trigger off. We might need to get rid of the court wizard, unfortunately. But we grab this. We could throw it in back, throw the peep up front. Like over here. Summon a bunch of evil animals. That makes us strong-ish for a turn or so. But I don't know if we're better off just rolling. Yeah, I don't know if it makes us enough strong. We already cast a spell. See, we should... Oh, wow. It's obvious a lot of things we should be doing right now that I didn't find the time to do. And I'm sorry. I couldn't quite get around to doing that. So yeah, unfortunately it looks like they're gonna have 2 big evil queens and we only have 1. We actually tie the fight, but we don't get the extra XP, which is bad. So here, right, it makes sense to make this into an evil character. Although, you know what? Even that might have been a mistake, right? Does it make sense to buy the adventure and make her into an evil character? It does, I think. Because then we could put her here and buff her quite a bit. Do we want her now, though? We definitely find selling this. Adventurer. Unfortunately, there's no place for us to put it. Let's just buy the dwarf and see what we want to do. I think we'll just take spinning wheel. We don't have a creeper. We don't have any dragons. Well, I found some creepers. You know, there's always the chance we run into them, right? But I just didn't want to assume. We could grab this and this. That might be interesting. I'll put this on the board instead. This thing is huge. I think it is better. We're going to hit 5 next turn, so we'd rather just hold on to it while this person has not lost around. Let's see what kind of power level they're bringing to the table. Definitely powerful. We did get the summon off of this, though, which is nice. I mean, they have a fine board, right? But it's For someone to have not lost a round? This wasn't someone who converted, right? No. Huh. Who knows? So we'll hit 5. We're, probably a little bit ahead. Of course, Nien is great for getting treasures. And Mummy is great for winning fights. We don't have any need to cast spells anymore, right? No. Okay, this is something. Question is it something we want to wait a turn for? I think probably. Is it at all worth it to go like this somehow? With the idea being that, we summon the 2 things earlier. Actually want something to be dead first. We make it double summon, and we get to cast this thing. We get to cast a last breath. I actually don't know, but I'm gonna try it. We are getting to the point where we have a bunch of buffs, but it's on stuff we want to trade out. So it might get to the point where we just, sort of get stuck in between. Oh, we need to pause, right? I don't know if that was a good idea, as I sit here and think about it. Okay, but yeah, this person was really, I don't know, messing around, it looked like. The early game. Oh, it looks like we're fine selling maybe the evil mages. Of course, you don't want to sell things we have 2 of. But we have no room, so. What do we sell the blind mice? Oh, blind mice can give us a 4-drop. Oh, we could just sell the stupid copycat, right? Because this isn't the configuration we're going to want. Yeah, I think so. Do we want this Lancelot? No, we have no way of buffing it. Unfortunately. There's a way to buff it, but that's not really. More Lancelots. Here's a mummy. Here's a bunch of cats. What are we selling for this mummy? And now we sell the evil mage, I guess. If we're going to sell the evil mage, we'll get a cat. Then we'll just let them all spawn up front. It gives us a better chance to win the fight. Oh, Loki's taking some hits. Turns out getting that incredible start didn't rescue them from everything. Oh, well, we're actually in second health-wise. That's interesting. So, of course, buying the cats is great for 2 reasons. Oh, we don't want this at the end because I think that might mess with the cat spawn. But it will buff the evil queen, hopefully. If they all die first, they buff her. And it gives these +2 health as well. So it's +8 health for them. If they're alive still, which hopefully they will be. People start to get stuff that can mess with your backline as the game, progresses. They don't really have anything, although they have a pretty wild board that I don't think we can beat. Having Juliet that will come back, and they actually have a ton of stuff that does. They actually got very lucky because they're sorry, what is it? They're. Oh, I'm struggling. Oh, the Juliet is the one that got buffed. Yeah, so we're gonna get beat up by this giant Juliet. Giant Juliet, yeah. It got buffed by the, I think, friendly spirit. Which crushed us. Oh, yeah, it's actually nice though, right? We can get the doubled up version of this. Get a treasure for everybody. And I think it may be just... Oh, this gives us more treasures. Is that stupid? Just like make a little treasure factory? Yeah, we might just be past... You know what? That's one of those plays that I'm just not going to be sure about. And we might look back and think, wow, that was sort of the obviously correct play. If we just see a bunch of dwarfs and we could just make treasures to buff everything we have constantly, would that have been better this whole game? Oh, well. We get another shot at it. Does it matter that our animals are evil at this point? I'm gonna take this over this. I'm just gonna try it. I mean, I'm gonna lock here. Because I think we can double cast the spell and I see a dwarf. We keep running into people with very strong boards. I think we'll tie them though, right? Yeah, that's fine. They had a big range character and a sarcophagus, both of which are pretty scary. So yeah, I don't think we don't buy these two dwarfs though. We're talking about the really cheap ones that we're interested in, maybe, if at all. We're mostly interested in 6-drops. Any day now we'll find some. Okay, well this doesn't apply to evil characters, which is sort of what we'd be going for. I found a pair of dwarfs. Is there any chance that makes sense? Get a doubled up Lordy and move into dwarfs? I think it's worth it just for the 6-drop treasure, right? And we sell this one and even this maybe? It gives us a 6-drop treasure and these are pretty big. We don't need to make animals evil anymore, I think. And worth buying a spell? Do we think we're going to win? I don't know. I just don't know. I think we want to move into dwarfs. But if we start seeing, if we see 2 dwarfs a return, maybe that's what we do. Just take the chance, I think. Take the chance that we get a little stronger. We might just be dead any moment, right? So that's big because it takes out their backline before they get the chance to trigger the good boy, the first good boy at least. I think we win this. Looks like we win it. No, we tying? Oh no. Obviously it would be nice to do damage, but also we don't get the 6 gold because we did double cast that. Now, should we? Let's just double cast this and maybe we get. So we didn't get the ones we wanted. I was hoping for these two. We do have some monsters. We have some animals. I don't think we're gonna. Maybe that's one we maybe should have bought. Oh, do we just buy 1 and 2 here? Buy that next turn for the 5-drop. Maybe. Do we want a 5-drop treasure? I mean, this is a weird build, right? We're we're in weird build territory at this point. I mean, I think we want this. It gives us buffs, and we can replace the Forking Rod. It's a strong standalone character until we can finish out our dwarfs. I mean, it's weird to be going dwarfs at this point. And maybe that was a really weird pivot. But we saw double Lordies. I think the Lordies were worth it just for the 6-drop treasure, right? Once we got the Forge, buying the Lordies made sense, I think. I don't know if stopping to buy these 2 random things made sense. Although, I don't think we've seen anyone else going dwarfs, which is a point in our favor. Because if no one else is going dwarfs, that means they're wide open. And if you have free access to all the Lordies and all the dwarfs, that's a situation that's pretty good to be in. Okay, killing everything at once is nice because they probably don't have enough room for everything. And everything summoning with exactly 4 health is nice because that means this blows everything up. So I think we do beat this person, hopefully. Yes, okay, perfect. So, wow, they had some nice treasures too. Okay, let's see what this 5-drop treasure brings. I think 2 and 3 is no longer appearing in a shop is going to help us get these triples. And I think we'll buy this just to get the buff on the angry. I think we're actually supposed to buy a greedy here. We also get some gold from it. And I guess maybe we put this up front, hoping it will survive. I mean, this is obviously a weird build, right? We have half dwarfs, half other random things, one mummy. If we can survive one more turn, I think we might be able to turn a corner. And we might be able to get, maybe to utilize this staff to triple some of these things, get a lot stronger, get more dwarfs on the board, which just any bodies helps the Lordy quite a bit. Every treasure we get buffs everything. You know, just lots of good stuff. I think we want this up front still. You know, you want the big things up front because they get the most benefit from the singing swords. We also could have just bought like a three angry pigs, or three pigs, or whatever it's called, and went off with that. I do think we beat this person. Do they have anything spawn? I didn't see anything spawn, but maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention. Because they have they're playing Mordred, so they get to drop a character. I thought we'd see something, but... And here we go, right? This is... So one interesting thing is to note, I don't think any of these are going to be better. And one interesting thing to note is that, should we cast this again? Plus 2 gold, plus, yeah, probably worth it. One interesting thing to note is that because we are getting all these buffs, I think we just want to keep passing. We're not actually increasing the number of dwarfs on our board. Oh, Hand of Midas would have been super nice here. I still think that was the right call, but because we keep tripling up our dwarfs, it wasn't until we found that final Lordy that we actually improved the number of dwarfs we had on our board for the Lordy buffs, because we just kept tripling them so easily, which is nice. Listen, I'm happy with tripling everything. But we're the most health now. This is a weird game. You know, we went a weird build. I mean, even the mummy has been super helpful. You know, blowing up people's. We just blew up the Baba Yaga last round, which is really nice. Doing 8 damage to everything, or I guess 9 damage to everything. It's pretty nice. We're going to trade it out for a dwarf eventually, because giving all other dwarfs +6/+6 is going to just be worth it. Or like an Echo Wood. I haven't even thought about Echo Woods. Oh, we might just be dead here though, right? Because this is just a bunch of big fellas. And that is an upgraded good boy. Oh, we'd love this. Oh, that is not what we wanted. Down to 1. Wow. Yeah, they have a very strong board. They're going to be tough to beat. Here's another dwarf, though. Health doesn't do anything for us. I think we want a better spell over a roll. I don't think we need one of these. Take a bossy, right? I mean, deck of many things is something, but it's not that much something. We could get another upgraded version of those. I think we just want to see if we find a Lordy. No. No, we could not. Okay, we'll go to battle with our dwarfs. Is there anything we can buff that's worthwhile? You know, the +4. Obviously, you know, we need to win fights for anything to happen. Or do we just want to sell it? You know, assume we survive. Look for another set of dwarfs next year. We haven't seen any doublies, right? Oh, well. Listen, I figured this one out quickly. Okay? Okay, you didn't have that much time to, you know, write in the comments that I was ignoring the fact that we had a staff. Which explains why we didn't find any doublies, which maybe is a reason to get rid of that staff whenever we saw the opportunity. But I don't know. Yeah, staff is maybe not good here, but we really want to find another Lordy. And this was a weird dwarf build, right? No doubt. No doubt a very strange build. Listen, is them having, giant magic sorted things annoying? Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I'm on your side. Is them just getting 2 attacks off of this gonna kill us? Yeah, definitely. Range characters that get buffed with swords are generally pretty good. Both people went good boys. Both were upgraded good boys. They were very strong. But we got not the win, we got 3rd place. And we actually pulled off that pivot pretty well, right? But it's possible we were among the stronger people, and we could have just not done that, right? It's possible that we could have just, we had singing swords, which obviously is very strong. Had we just in that spot said, okay, let's buy there was one time we saw an Oni King and a 3 big pigs, we could have maybe bought those and tried to, put those in front. Did I see? I don't think I saw a single Bastion that whole game. But, obviously because we were buying so many dwarfs, we didn't do as much rolling on 6 either. We were just sort of buying whatever dwarfs we saw. I think overall, those are bad matchups for us, right? A good boy, like a very buffed good boy, means everything trades with our dwarfs. If they just had other characters that were just sort of generically big and weren't able to make everything trade with our dwarfs, we would have been in better shape. But, good boy is not a build you can count on nobody going. So, I think overall, it was a pretty good game. It's possible that was a bad swap, but it was interesting to see how that played out. And it did, make some amount of sense because it allowed us to get treasures very quickly. It might have been too late in the game for the Galahad treasure ability to really matter at that point. I mostly got it not to actually play the dwarfs, more with the intention of just, this was, I think, before we had the staff, the intention was just so anytime we saw like a tiny or a crafty, spend 4 gold to give our entire board, or, effective 3 gold, right? To give our entire board plus 2+1, which, maybe isn't even worth it, because that's sort of like a slightly better Athene's Blessing, which isn't, an incredibly sought after spell. It doesn't take your spell slot. There's some advantages, some disadvantages, but that might have been a little bit too roundabout. But here we are. We got 3rd. Made some choices. Interesting to see how it played out. I think it's sometimes good to take some, more offbeat paths. You could, you can buy good boys all day, right, and see how that goes. And that's listen, when I'm trying to 100% win, that's what I do, right? I buy the good boys I see, and I buy the, the characters we know to be good. But, I was excited to try this, and I think we were pretty close to getting there. It's possible that no matter how, not no matter how big, but it's possible that there's no size of dwarf board that we could realistically get that beats a magic sword upgraded good boy with 2 court wizards in back, just because we can't get big enough to survive hits from them if they... You're not going to have dwarfs that are above 200 health a lot, unless you have doublies. Maybe we could get an Echo Wood and figure that out. But I think realistically, we were pretty matchup lost there, which meant that dwarfs maybe was a bad path to get into. But I don't think anyone else was in dwarfs, so it seemed like it was open. So, and we saw the 2 Lordies. Buying the 2 Lordies I think was 100% correct. Getting Singing Swords here is sort of the key to any build that we were going to go. Singing Swords is incredibly powerful. And I think that was correct, which, was powered by the Forge. So, again, I'm unsure. I made a call. Got to see how it worked out. Have a good one, guys.